This is a ridiculous time of the morning to be awake. It's 6 in the morning on a Saturday. I'm standing outside. We have a car, we have a camera. That is the new Volkswagen Passat. Probably one of the most boring cars ever made. Last time I did this trip was with Joey when we went to Joburg.
Yeah.
I did this in like an hour and 10. We've done it in 50 minutes. No brakes. 2-litre petrol engine, 8.5, 8.6 since leaving home. And that's not driving slowly either, so it's not too bad. Think blue trainer. What the hell is that? Your blue score is 75. Well, in South Africa that's good because I think you only need 33. I'm really intrigued by the Think Blue trainer.
It's obviously a device to train you.
To drive economically. No, I get that.
Yeah.
But I suppose they use the whole blue motion thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it would be blue, not green.
Exactly.
So if you don't get a good score, can you say that you blew it? I'll stop now. So we just made it to Worcester. So the sun's probably up. So let me just check into the mix here. We got the Passat over there, which is a press car, nothing special. But we got Andre over there, who's brought along a 5D Mark II. No, 5D Mark III. And he's got my 50 on it, and we're going to see what a full frame camera is like to actually shoot with. So that's largely the reason we drove an hour at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, to get to Worcester to get the sunrise. It's pretty, don't you think? Am I in your shot?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you waiting for? You do Instagram.
Let's go. You're driving. You want to drive?
Yeah, I'll drive. How do you pop her? Right, finding some coffee in Robertson. 2 mega coffees takeaway.
Takeaway?
Oh, no, you can't drink the coffee.
Can't drink the thing.
So we're gonna drive all the way to like Barrydale and get there. You wanna drive? I drive. You drive.
I'll drive.
So we're somewhere between Ashton and Montague, and we found an old English fort. The 5-year-old in me thinks that's very funny. One observation on this car, and I've done it with Passats before. They choose the cuckest colors for Passats. I mean, that's just... So in case you're not sure where we are, we've driven from Cape Town through the tunnel to Worcester, from Worcester to Robertson, from Robertson to Montague, and now we're going from Montague to Barrydale. This, from Montague onwards, is the infamous Route 62. Barrydale is like a short stretch, but it goes on to Ladysmith and eventually lands up in Oudtshoorn. There's also the Ronnie's sex shop that's along that route. Complete dive, complete waste of time.
Traction control off. Take auto start off. We're going to go into sport mode.
If ever you've wondered what it's like to launch control a Passat, in fact, I'd venture to bet you don't even know someone who's launch controlled a Passat. It's not a great experience. So we're somewhere between Montague and Barrydale. We're looking for somebody to take some pictures. Everything has a gate on it, and the gate's always locked. Except this place, their gate's open. So we're gonna cash in. You know, if I'm honest, hey, that car's hot, I can't lean on it. I've always wanted a 5D Mark II. Then they made the 5D Mark III. And like, You know, there's the juxtaposition of cropped sensors and the images they create are really, really good. So why would you want to spend 40 grand? How much you say it is? 42? 42 grand on just the body. So you don't get that, you get that for 42 grand. That's a whole bunch of money extra. What I'm getting though in shooting with my 50 1.4 at 1.4, it's a depth of field that is only achievable on a camera like this. You can't do it in post-processing. I do a lot of Brennheiser shots with my 70D that I'm filming this on, where you kind of shoot a 1.4, you shoot 5 or 6 shots across or a couple up and down, and then you stitch them all together to give you a bigger depth of field. This is better. Straight out of the camera, single image, just looks absolutely gorgeous. Now just to find the 42 grand for one. So Andre plugs his phone in to charge it, and this little message pops up on the screen. Apple CarPlay. I didn't know Passat came with Apple CarPlay.
I didn't know anything came with Apple CarPlay yet.
Okay, so now we're on the side of the road not doing anything because I want to play with the CarPlay, right? That is just, and there's maps. That is the business. Spooky house, Passat, and eerie silence. Tell us again why you're stopping.
Well, you see, one of the really good things about the 5D Mark III is the bokeh that it produces. So it makes it a really good portrait lens. Okay, and since there are only 2 fat blokes over here, I need something to take pictures of, portraits. And look at Daisy over there. She actually wants her portrait taken. So give me the camera, would you? I'm not going to reach between your legs. And I'll be back in a minute.
So you're going to take a cow portrait?
Yeah, cow portraits.
Diesel and cream, finally. So how long did that take us? We left at 6, it's now 10 to 11, so it's about 4 hours, including lots of stopping.
Thank you.
That's the end of Diesel and Cream. Cool joint, cool story. Just got to the top of Trudeau's Cliff Pass. It's an epic drive. We have the wrong car. We did no filming because I was driving and Andre was holding on for dear life.
So the 5D was originally created as Canon's idea of a mid-range full-frame camera. It was pretty much an immediate hit when it came out. First DSLR camera to do proper HD. The Nikon D90 had launched about 6 months before that, but it did 720p and it had really, really, really bad rolling shutter, jelly shutter type problems. And eventually, I believe an episode of House MD was filmed completely on a 5D.
5D Mark II.
It was a 5D Mark II, yeah.
Was the last episode of the series.
Yeah. And this is the Mark III. There have been 2 iterations before it. This one is slightly different from those that went before in that it doesn't appear to share the same bodywork. So the first 2 had a very pronounced, easily recognizable camera body. And this one is different, and I believe it's because it inherits this body from the 7D. 5D, the 7D, 70D, all share this
More ergonomic design.
Okay, so we've shot it with the 50mm 1.4. You tried it with a pancake.
42.8.
42.8, and you weren't really impressed.
What's immediately struck me about the 5D is the depth of field. It's just same lens as I would use on my 70D. I just get so much more depth of field on the 5D. So the minute I put that pancake lens on, and I was shooting at 2.8, I just wasn't getting the depth of field that I was getting with the 1.4. And I had to kind of immediately put look, because that's the attraction for me with the 5D.
Yeah.
Is that you're getting an immense amount of depth of field. It's not, it's not a case of there's nothing I don't like. It's more a case of, can you achieve the same result with something else? If you're shooting anything that's not in that same depth of field, if you're not shooting at 1.4, like 1.8. You might as well use a point and shoot or a cell phone or something like that, because anything where you have that sort of range in focus, a GoPro.
The others are just like really easy to use.
Exactly, and a GoPro will give you the same result. You can't achieve the depth of field you get with a 5D any other way, even in post. And that's
Not really. No.
not really. And that's what makes it
always
special.
jiggling or jipping or stitching images together or creating some kind of applying a filter, creating some kind of background blur. Yeah. So I just want to first of all add 2 points there that agree with you. I shot this car in the underground parking of the Blue Route Centre yesterday. I was going there for something and I had the camera there, and I thought, let me just hit 1 or 2 while it's clean and so forth, and parked away from all the other cars, so I didn't have anything in the background. Got up there, and I'm so used to having to shoot a Brennizer to get the car, part of the car in focus and the background nicely out of focus. It was a real surprise to me that I was able to just walk up to it, point the camera at it, shoot at 1.4, and the front end of the car was in focus, but everything from the front wings backwards was slowly drifting out of focus. And that's
which
a
is what we
single
get,
frame.
but that's what we get with the Brennizers.
Yes, and a ton more work. Do you think this is the depth of the higher end DSLRs? Except, of course, in professional environments where nobody gives a rat's ass how much money you're throwing at the thing. I mean, is a 42,000 rand camera a prosumer camera? Body
Only.
Before you bought any glass. Is that a prosumer camera?
I think this is going to be bought by 2 people.
It's almost dropped into the range of
Pro.
commercial.
Exactly. And it's going to be bought by 2 people. One, professional photographers like you mean, people who do this for a living and would rather spend the money, have the camera for when they need it because their income depends on it. And people with so much money that they go and they say, I want a camera, give me the best camera you've got, and are prepared to lug around the weight to show people that they have this camera.
Or maybe ignorant of the drama of lugging around the weight and then get tired of the camera down the road. Because there's so much drama.
But I think for the average hobby casual photographer, 5D Mark III is not where it's at. That's not what you want. Andre's been trying to show me this like the whole day. The seat moves backwards and forwards when you switch the car on and off. So you switch it off and you get out, it actually moves the seat backwards, gives you a bit more space to get out, leaves it there, you get in, the space is still there, and then it moves it forward again. Andre's told me about this feature. I've experienced it in other cars. He's unable to show it to me though. So let me show it to you then. You get in the car. I can't reach the pedals at the moment. Start the car. And it moves my seat forward. So a quick coffee at Peregrine, and that would probably be the end of today. A lot of driving. It's like 4, 5, 6 and a half hours of driving so far. Passat's interesting. It's a very, very nice car to drive.